A couple of weeks ago, I had a big old moan about Dublin, but here's 8 things I think we can do to make it into a better capital. The first thing I think we could do is move Dáil Éireann to a more central and more obvious location. I'd suggest the Bank of Ireland building, which of course is where the Irish Parliament used to be. The building is currently well maintained, but otherwise kind of inert. If the Dáil were here, it would bring an air of excitement to the city and a sense of stature to the government, which I think it probably is currently lacking. I don't know anything about what's going on inside the structure at the minute, but there is quite a bit of space at the back, so I imagine accommodating a parliament should be possible. If we were to move Dáil Éireann from its current location, then Leinster House and its environs could become the museum and gallery centre, with a central entrance through Leinster House, accessible from both Kildare and Marion Streets. Throw open the gates, let people sit on the grass, and if it's not too much of a cliché, perhaps build a pavilion on the lawn every summer. It would give everyone a chance to appreciate what are really a decent set of buildings, but which are currently very much cut off from the city. You could grow up in Dublin without realising that Dublin Castle actually exists. Despite being practically in the centre of town, it's not that easy to find, and because the entrances are obscure, when you do find it, it feels like it's off the beaten track and not all that well connected to the city. It has 2 courts, one which is completely enclosed and really very nice. I think we should take a radical step to provide a more exciting form of access to these buildings. If we look at the map of the area, we see that there are some buildings over here which separate the castle from George's Street. This is the building which faces onto George's Street. Some may like it. I think we could sacrifice it for the greater good. So if we cleared this block, we could create a stronger connection for the castle back to the city, maybe with an arrangement a bit like this one. One final thing is that I think this spot here would be a great place for a new structure. I'd suggest a building to commemorate those affected by the mother and baby homes. It could be both a monument to honour those who suffered, as well as an archive for those who were involved who need information about their past. I think we should install an underground system that allows people to get to most parts of town from most parts of town, and very quickly. I don't know anything about how underground systems are designed, but a grid seems like an efficient way to go. If we were to remove the old Central Bank building, it would be a great location for a national theatre or a national concert hall, something where people would gather at night and create a bit of excitement. We have the most famous national day in the world, probably more famous than the 4th of July. So let's do something about the parade. The Dublin parade is dull, not because of the participants who make a huge effort to make it colourful and entertaining every year, but because the staging isn't all that impressive. For the TV viewer, the main stage is really O'Connell Bridge. But the poor paving surface and the street markings are pretty obvious, which means that it's not the kind of spectacle that's going to interest people abroad. In Rio, they have a special set for their carnival, and the images of the event go all around the world. It mightn't be very exciting, but it looks very exciting. So could we create an actual centre stage for the parade and light it for television, and then install some bleacher seating to create a theatre? If we zoom in on the Docklands end of town, there's still a lot of scope to do something exciting here. Obviously, we have a need for housing right now, so if we do decide to put a lot more housing in this area, I think it should be done in parallel with something a little bit more exciting. So maybe it's the area where the big sporting events are located, and there happens to be a lot of housing in the area as well. There's a running track here, which I don't know much about. Could this be the home for a Diamond League night, with the field events being held outside the Leapskin Design Theatre? What about a big tennis tournament, or an arena where we could have an indoor tournament, or the Gymnastics World Championships? Or what about a Formula E race, or some canoeing, or a velodrome, or a voguing competition? Maybe some of them would be going on at the same time, and the hard thing would be to make up your mind which one you want to go to. My final suggestion is that we should allow those people who happen to be Catholic to at least use St. Patrick's Cathedral or Christchurch Cathedral, so that we can have some pretty cool religious processions. Okay, that's it. Thank you.